Senator George Akume. So every region is represented so far in all the both appointments and also the election at the National Assembly.
It's quite surprising how the party was able to spin it, how the party was going to bring into the same room people like Honorable Gaji, people like Honorable Betara, the House Committee Chairman on Appropriation, guys that we refer to those leading lights in the House of Representatives. They were able to come together to give the support to Right Honorable Tajudeen Abbas.
You saw those hands behind the scene when you have the likes of the Vice President, bringing Honorable Betara from Borno State to the President. What do you expect? And now you even have sitting governors also being part of this whole process. This is to let you know that this is not just the legislative issue. The executive is involved. There's been a whole lot of negotiation. And there's also a proof that the current president is deeply interested in what happens in all the arms of government. And that's to let you know that is really, really interested in having a smooth governance in this particular administration.
So we thought that I think this is Senator Musili Obanikoro. Musili Obanikoro used to be from Lagos, still West Senatorial District. And we've seen a lot of VIPs, some governors, even in that chamber. I've seen Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. I've seen Governor Yahaya Bello. I've seen former governor of Kano State, that's Governor Abdullahi Danjure. And we've seen a lot of VIPs in both chambers. So both chambers seem to be jam-packed of VIPs today.
We should ask you, what are they doing there? That's to let you know that they have a role to play. They have serious roles to play. And it's to let you know, let's even see the lawmaker who will not follow the dictates of the party. That's what you see. You have seen people who probably want to get their seat retained in the next assembly. So it's quite important.
It's as a result of the pattern of voting adopted by the House of Representatives. You come out, voice vote, say it outside.
Exactly. That looks like what has played out. We know where you belong. We know what you do. We even saw a member of the House of Reps who said that my heart goes for Wase, but I will have to vote for Tajudeen. That's to let you know that when it comes to politics, it's not just your decision. You will have to put a whole lot of things into consideration, and that's what has played out. And so for me, I think we can move on from there. We saw Abdulaziz Yari, Senator Abdulaziz Yari, congratulating the new president of the Senate,
Godswill
Akpabio. And that's to let you know, we might also see, but we've seen a bit of funny reaction from Wase. Let's hope that it's not a reaction of rejection of the outcome. But it's a clear win for you to have 250.
He stuck his neck throughout, but some people will tell you that he was never in the race, looking at the result that came out.
When you have the likes of Betara, you have the likes of Yusuf Gaji, I think the game was over even before the contest. So we are not surprised. It's just to say that let's have a very, very informed legislators in this 10th Assembly who will drive us to the next level. Let's see bills being passed on time. Let's see being signed. We can see that this current president is really keen on getting these bills signed, and we enjoy some of those things. He's already taken his oath of office.
Kalu,
do
solemnly affirm
that I will be faithful
that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
to
the Federal Republic of Nigeria,
the Federal Republic of Nigeria,
and that I will preserve,
protect,
defend
the
Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Oath of a member of the House of Representatives.
I, Benjamin Okezie Kalu,
do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That as a member of the House of Representatives, I will perform my functions honestly to the best of my ability, faithfully in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria,
in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria,
and the law, and the rules of the House,
and the rules of the House,
and always in the interest of sovereignty,
and always in the interest of sovereignty,
integrity, solidarity,
well-being,
and prosperity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
And prosperity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
That I will strive to preserve.
That I will strive to preserve.
The fundamental objectives.
The fundamental objectives.
And directives, principles.
And directive principles.
Of state policy.
Contained
in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Contained in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
And that I will preserve.
And that I will preserve. Protect.
And defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
And defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
And that I will abide.
And that I will abide.
By the Code of Conduct.
By the Code of Conduct.
Contained in the 5th schedule.
Contained in the 5th schedule.
To the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
To the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Done and dusted?
Yes, it is done and dusted. We have presiding officers in the House of Representatives now, and that's Honorable, I think they've even changed the name now. This is now Representative Benjamin Kalu, who is the Deputy Speaker of the 10th House of Representatives.
And when you want to look at it, President Bola Tinubu actually dug deep. He actually reached out to men that they have this legislative experience in politics, talking about Governor Hope Uzodinma, that he was in charge of this technical committee, and talking about the vice president that was so pivotal in talking to the representatives and senators actually to get this result. The vice president has been up and on, talking, negotiating, horse trading with this aggrieved senators.
And exactly. Apart from the role they played, I see a situation where there was going to be a very strong, harmonious relationship between the executive and the National Assembly, bearing in mind that the president was a senator. In the botched republic, that's 92-93. We have the vice president, who was also a senator, and we have the first lady, who was
senator, Lagos Central.
Exactly. You have the secretary to the government of the federation, also a senator. So there is going to be that smooth relationship.
The chief of staff to the president. Immediate speaker.
So by tomorrow, he will also become the official chief of staff to the president. So these are issues that we'll expect that there will be that smooth, harmonious relationship between these two arms of government. And we believe that it should be to our benefit. It should be to the benefit of Nigerians. This is a situation where we must continue to, sound in their ears that let's have a very productive, let's have good bills like the one that was just signed yesterday, I guess, the student loan bill. These are the kind of bills we'll expect. We don't need people to just bench warm.
And the 2023 power bill.
Exactly. These are very, very important bills that we'll expect in the National Assembly. Let the National Assembly not just be a home of protesters, of home of people, agitating. Why that should not be discouraged. But by the time they do their job, they act as watchdog to the executive. Trust me, we will have less of complaint, we have less of protest, and we'll see governance, moving with the speed of light.
All is set for the 10th Assembly now. The leadership election done and dusted as at this time yesterday. We weren't sure, but right now, yes, right now we have the leaders of the 10th Assembly, both upper and lower legislative chamber. Don't forget that there are just 109 in the Senate, so it was easy to conduct that election. And by the time Godswill Akpabio crossed the Rubicon of 55 votes, I just saw the Deputy Speaker. What's the name of that Deputy Speaker? Deputy Senate President. He was the one counting it behind me. And by the time he got to 55, it was clear that it is mathematically impossible for anybody to surpass that.
That's the threshold. Because when we have 109, the one that emerged, is it Barrow? Okay, the current Deputy President, that is Senator Jibril Barao, and that's to let you know that, and for him, his fate was dependent on Akpabio being emerged as the president of the Senate.
Joint tickets, so sort of.
Exactly, because when you look at the balance of power, for someone to come from the South, automatically from the zonal arrangement is going to go back to the North. So he knows that the likes of Senator Orji Uzor Kalu will not go into contest. So he has equal stake like that of Senator Akpabio. So it was.
We allay the fears of some people that says they wouldn't want a party that is dominated by just people with one faith. So right now, what we have now is Godswill Akpabio from the South, Christian.
Exactly. I think it's a very sensitive thing.
That we bring
exactly, and that's one of the things that the president emphasized on, that is important for us to look at this religious sensitivity of many Nigerians. Why those who probably voted for Yari, their argument is when you have the executive being headed by the Southerner, when you have the judiciary being headed by the Southerner, probably you should consider the Northerner. But trust me, these are all permutations of some selfish politicians. It is about, let's see who can do the job. Let's see who is religiously tolerant. And that is what matters at every point in time. Let's see who is not bothered about which religion you practice. It is about you as a Nigerian. It is about your right as a citizen. And let us have people-oriented views. I'm very much interested in that.
And the balance is what we are looking at. And don't forget, from 1999, we've had a couple of speakers, and we also had, back-to-back Senate presidents, and it started from Chief Evans in 1999. The controversial Evans if you remember, yes, Evan or Evans, if you remember that controversy that time. But because the president was from the southwest part of the country, as at that time under the People's Democratic Party, from 1999 we had Evans, Ewerem, and Kaide.
But maybe because of some of these people who are much older, who probably want to know what happened. As far back as 1979, we have Joseph Wise, who was the then president of the Senate. And for those people who also wondered, when was Senator Bola Tinubu, when was he a senator? Yes. Then in 92 to 93, we have the president of the Senate, then Yosha Ayu, who was, as a Senate president.
Exactly. Yes. And he was the chairman House Committee on Banking, Finance and Appropriation as far back as that time,
92, 93. And in 1999, like you were referring to, we have Evan Ewerem. And from there, that is from the People's Democratic Party. Yeah. Then he was impeached, at a time. Then we have Chuba Okadigbo, who took over in August.
Some fair share of turbulence during that time, and having Evans Ewerem, Chuba Okadigbo, Ken Namani, Adolphus Wabara, back to back.
Okay, so we have the governors now. You can see Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu
of Kogi State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State.
Exactly, and the former governor of Kano State, Ganduje.
Abdullahi Ganduje. And I also saw the quiet man, the new chairman of the Governors Forum. That's Governor Latif.
Okay, from Kwara State.
From Kwara State. Very, very quiet. We just went by him. He's the new chairman of the Governors Forum.
Okay, we also have the governor of Ogun State, Dapo Abiodun. That's from Ogun State. And we also have definitely the governor of Abia State. Is expected to be there.
Man, the only governor from Labour Party.
Okay, that's Alex Oti. Then we also have Bago there, Honorable Bago, who is also...
Bago is the new Niger State governor.
Oh, sorry, that's the
Bago,
new Niger State governor.
Yes, he's an active member
and that's the deputy governor of Edo State.
The deputy governor of Edo State, that's Philip Shaibu, Honorable Philip Shaibu, deputy governor of Edo State, Philip Shaibu. So you can see it's the chamber is star-studded. We have a lot of old representatives, old lawmakers.
We're still talking about, can you tell us the significance of these executive governors attending this kind of occasion?
Yes, they have friends, well-wishers. They have people from their constituency. Don't forget, we've broken it down earlier that compulsory for 36 states, we have 3 senators coming from your constituency. And for Lagos, Babajide Sanwo-Olu is coming to felicitate with 24 House of Representative members that are coming from Lagos and 3 senators today. The same thing goes to the governor of Kano and NNPP. They have representative here. They also have the slot for 24. Lagos and Kano have the both share that 24, making it the highest, across the federation out of 360.
And some may be wondering that why, okay, we can see them still congratulating themselves. That's Honorable Betara, who stepped down. I think that's to say thank you for a job well done.
By
we also have Yusuf Gaji.
Yes, and the majority leader.
You see Dogua.
Ado Dogua, he wanted to throw his hat in the ring, but he listened to the party leaders, and when he saw that the coast actually wasn't clear, he had to step down from that race. But all is good now, right now, good. The All Progressive Congress, they've maintained their dominance in the National Assembly, they've maintained their dominance in the Senate, and they maintain that dominance.
After the Saraki's episode.
Yeah. So a lot of people were not happy about that particular episode of the Senate, the Ninth Senate, Ninth Assembly, where you had some people at the International Conference Center meeting, all Progressive Congress members. Majority of them, they were at the International Conference Center meeting. And before you should say Jack Robinson, Saraki, Emirate, and the Senate President.
And the meeting they went for never took place.
It never took place. And the President could not even attend to them.
It was quite dramatic. While some have lauded it as the best National Assembly they had, probably some were milking on that differences they were having with the executive. But when you look at the postulation, the principle of separation of powers, as if the executive is at loggerheads with the that's when you have
judiciary, the legislature. No, that's not the meaning of separation of power.
Exactly.
But if they can work harmoniously to the benefit of Nigerians, sign more bills. The number of bills that you sign, the number of bills that you get accented to at the end of the day, 1,210 bills were actually raised by the Ninth Senate. At the end of the day, 500 of them went through second reading, and the president actually accented 150 of those bills. That shows productivity, and that is unprecedented since 1999, Kyrie.
Interesting. And that's to let us know that I hope these bills are not just signed by few members of the National Assembly. We expect that every member who is representing a particular federal constituency must be seen to be active, must be doing something. Not just any kind of bill, but
motions,
exactly.
You participate actively. You are not voted there to be a bench warmer. We can have 360
and not the sleeping senator or sleeping member of the House of Representatives. Exactly.
They are not part-time senators. They are full-time senators, and they must meet that threshold of 180 days out of 360 days of legislative sittings.
And it's also important to let people know, people who are wondering, how do we have 109 senators and we have 360 House of Representatives members? It is important to know, like he mentioned, that we have 24 members in the House of Representatives in Kano and 24 in Lagos. It is usually about the population. It is usually about the numerical strength. It is only in the senatorial seat that you have, same thing except in federal capital where you have one.
44 local governments.
Exactly. And Lagos, by constitution, has 20 local governments.
And 37 local council development areas.
And that is even the new Kano. When we now merge the old Kano, that's the Jigawa, and the current Kano, we'll be talking about 77 local governments. But I believe that these issues will be looked into, because we've had some regions complaining that when it comes to voting like this, if it is going to be done regionally, they are going to have problems. For example, in Southeast, because we have 5 states, we have 15 senators. unlike the Northwest that has 21 senators, because it is 3 times 7 that you have in that.
Agitating for one more state.
But then people look at the issue of the land mass too. When you look at the land mass, so it is neither here nor there. But what is important is, let's come to the table, let's have a robust discussion, and we should also put into consideration the cost of governance, the cost of maintaining those people. That debate will continue to happen, because it has happened in Senegal, where we have, just one chamber. We don't have bicameralism in Senegal. But here in Nigeria,
Senator Ibn Nala actually nailed it, that during his valedictory session, he actually told us that, look, by the time you say the Senate should be scrapped and the honors will be on the House of Representatives, the northern part of the country will continue the dominance ahead of any. They will be far, far ahead when you look at the number of federal constituencies that will be represented, and they will have overwhelming majority when you look at the North Central, Northeast, Northwest, and when you look at it with what we have in the South, Southwest, South, and the Southeast, they have overwhelming majority, 22 states,
But, the other side of the argument is that this current president has also taught us that you can negotiate, you can have your way, because that was a fear before this election from Akpabio's camp, that when you look at the North, even in terms of the senatorial seats, it's more than that of the South. Because by the time you have 21 from the Northwest and you have 15 from the Southeast, you can catch up with the number. So what did they have to do? They have to reach out to the Northerners to say, let's be a bit religious sensitive. And don't also forget that the likes of Akpabio also sow a seed that is reaping. This was a man who stepped down for the president. Exactly. Yes, during the presidential race. So, and when you now have someone who probably, when you have someone who probably,
when you have the mix in the National Assembly, Kairi, this Asuko James, this National Assembly is going to be the first time we are going to have this kind of coloration in the National Assembly. We have all parties represented, like 8 political parties in all.
Yes, this is unprecedented. Even from the configuration of the general election, we are already seeing signs. And I think from the general election, it cascaded down to what you are seeing today. And but I think from all indication and from what we have seen this afternoon, the ruling party has been able to galvanize, and they've been able to come together to see how they can bring everybody in one plate, one full plate, in that.
Represented.
Yes, the All Progressive,
the People's Democratic Party,
and the NNPP, and also Labour Party,
Don't forget the All Progressive Grand Alliance
is also here
represented, and don't forget the
SDP,
and don't forget the NNPP in Kano, and don't forget we still have YPP, a certain Senator Ifai Yuba is from the Youth Democratic Party,
and he has been there for a very long time. So this is we just hope that from the National Assembly we'll be seeing more debates. We just don't want to see people just saying, okay, fine, the highs have it, and that is it. No, we want to see debates so that Nigerians will know the quality of bills that are being passed, and then the quality of bills that the president will be assenting to. So from everything, this is a welcome development, because we will need that synergy between the legislature and the executive.
Tajudeen Abbas, Right Honorable Tajudeen Abbas from Zaria Federal Constituency, will perform his function and taking over effectively from the clerk of the House. I think is going to be swearing in 360 members of the House of Representatives formally after the election. That is next on the list of the agenda.
That will be his first official duty as a new Speaker of the House of Representatives.
I hope I'm not being petty here. When I look at this current speaker and I see that he's well lettered, this is a doctor. and a PhD holder. And you remember the episode that happened in '99 when we have the Salisu Buhari. Let's look at this handing over.
From the ninth speaker to the 10th speaker, official handing over, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila from Surulere Federal Constituency is about to officially hand over the baton or the gavel.
Yes. Let's listen to what he's saying.
Peaceful, rancor-free process. On behalf of members of the House of the 9th Assembly and I believe the 10th Assembly, I congratulate you on your election as the Speaker of the 10th Assembly. I wish you well. It's not an easy feat, but from what I know, you will do a good job. These are your members, we are your members, and I congratulate you. And on behalf of them, I hand over my handover notes as a Speaker of the 9th Assembly. This will be a guide to you, and I hope you continue from where I left. Congratulations, and God bless you.
Handing over he's going to resume his duty, his new responsibility as the Chief of Staff to the President.
Tomorrow.
On the 14th.
Interesting. It's quite interesting to know that I was just saying before we had him, that handover ceremony, that is a well-lettered man, a doctor, will believe that it's just not going to be with just mere certificate. We are going to see intelligent bills being passed. We are going to see people's plight being attended to. We are going to see people saying, we want to watch proceedings. We want to watch what is happening at the National Assembly. Rather than seeing them as people who are collecting humongous salaries, we should rather see them as people who are representing the interests of Nigerians, because these are actually the representatives of Nigerians, and it's important that they do not forget that important role. And let's listen to him. I think he is going to deliver his speech.
You should notice something. The former speaker, let me use the former speaker now, he said that they will be sworn in. So meaning he also will be sworn in a matter of minutes. Then tomorrow, we will officially take a new role and a new job in Nigeria as the Chief of Staff to the President.
That's a good one for Femi Gbajabiamila. And that's also to say that
2003 to 2019 and to 2023.
Yes.
Yes, 5-time member of the House of Representatives, and he gave a good account of himself as the leader of that house. He almost won the election in 2015, but Yakubu Dogara won him with like 7 votes. We had an exercise like this.
Yeah, that was a protest vote.
Yes.
So it's quite important to also let people know, for those who were asking the question, that, while he was a speaker, could he have taken such appointment from the presidency? And I'm sure that at the journalist hangout, you must have done justice to that. But just to remind people that his work takes.
Thursday last week.
Exactly.
That was the last session of the House of Representatives. It was the Senate that they had the session Saturday. So effectively, he handed over last week.
Exactly. So
Swearing-in will begin in a matter of minutes.
for all the members elect,
360 members from 774 local governments across the Federal Republic of Nigeria will take the oath of office now. The first responsibility to be conducted by Right Honorable Tajudeen Abbas. Let's take a listen.
Do solemnly swear, affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God. Oath of a member of House of Representatives. I, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that as a member of the House of Representatives, I will perform my functions honestly, to the best of my ability, faithfully, in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and the law, and the rules of the House, and always in the interest of the sovereignty, integrity, solidarity, well-being, and prosperity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That I will strive to preserve the fundamental objectives and directive principles of state policy contained in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And that I will abide by the Code of Conduct contained in the 5th schedule to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
Congratulations, everybody. The 10th Assembly, we have the leaders. For the Senate, we have the chairman of the National Assembly, that's Godswill Akpabio, Senator Godswill Akpabio.
So we have a clear outlook of what it looks like now. We have the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We have the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We have the President of the Senate. We have the Speaker. I see a lot of people, using these words wrongly. What we have are presiding officers. The next job will be the principal officers, where we'll have the majority leader, we have the minority leader, which are going to be determined by the party's caucus, and at both chambers. So I'm sure that will happen, and then we'll now go into who is chairing a particular committee, and now they will actually, as much as this word should not be encouraged, they call it the juicy committee.
That will come in just a matter of time. Tajudeen Abbas from Zaria Federal Constituency, Right Honorable Tajudeen Abbas, Zaria Federal Constituency. Imagine, it used to be the committee chairman on transport, emerging as the speaker, and the deputy speaker from Abia Federal Constituency, and
that's Benjamin Kalu. Benjamin Kalu. We must also remind you that Benjamin Kalu was the spokesperson of the House of Representatives in the Ninth Assembly. It was quite, that's one important thing. Whatever you were given, be best at it. You never can tell. Maybe someone like Tajudeen Abbas may have looked at it that, what am I going to do with transportation? Now, this has yielded result, because if it doesn't have good antecedents, trust me, he may not be up here to be saying he wants to be the Speaker of the 10th Assembly. They are having handshakes with the Speaker of the House of Representatives and the deputy. So we can see them submitting the paper they read as the oath of office, which must have been signed by all the members of the House of Representatives. 360 people like to say that the members of the House of Representatives are quite younger. This is Abdul Jabrin. Do you want to speak to them?
Thank you so much, guys.
Speaker, former speaker. But we will see whether we can still have him speak to us. But what is important is the fact that a whole lot of things. Yeah, that's Abdulmumin Jibri has gone back. We will still find a way of speaking to him. He almost joined us now, but I guess.
Right, that's Honorable James Abiodun Faleke from Ikeja Federal Constituency there. The Secretary of the National Campaign Council, the National Council. Talk to her. 1 minute, Honorable. And we have a member of the House of Representatives that eventually stepped down at the last minute. And how do you feel? How are you, sir?
I'm good, right, Honorable Yusuf Adamugagdi OON. I feel good that the elections have been conducted. A new speaker have emerged. With the deputy speaker, we wish them well. I am with my brother, whom have been leading us, Honorable Muktari Betara CON. ON.
How do you feel? Were you compelled in any way?
No way.
Okay,
It's
your full support.
a request from the president, and we have to honor him.
I want to congratulate you. I want to thank you.
Thank you very
Yes, those are the major contenders before this election. And I was afraid.
And now he has just confirmed it that the president reached out to him. And he sees it as a big honor for the president to consider him as a major stakeholder. Trust me, if he was just a small fry, he wouldn't have been called. He wouldn't have been consulted. And you know what it means in politics. When you listen to such a leader, there is definitely going to be a reward someday.
Frontliners, they were top runners, you know, but at the end of the day, we must just choose one person to emerge as the speaker. This is just first among equals, primus inter pares. It's not as if the other lawmakers are not up to the task, but one person must emerge as the speaker of the House of Representatives.
And it has to just be one person, and that one person has been congratulated, it's been celebrated. We'll find a way of speaking to more people to join us, to tell us how they feel about the outcome. But it is clear without saying, when you have 353 out of 360, what else? It's probably the only opponent and few other persons who are very loyal to the opponent that voted for Wase. But it's been done and dusted, like you say. Let's begin to talk about the principal officers. Let's begin to talk about some other issues that will determine the health of this 10th assembly.
Okay, we just want to break this news. The president of the Senate has arrived, the presidential villa, to meet with the president, Bola Tinubu.
That's the chairman of the National Assembly now. That's Senator
Godswill Akpabio. So he will be meeting with the president of the federation. So we'll be giving you updates from time to time as we get more information.
So I think with the emergence of the new speaker, Tajudeen Abbas, I think he's going to join the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to meet with the honorables that were actually nominated by their political party. I think APC did their homework well right now, and they were able to have their way in the two houses. That's the Senate and the House of Representatives. That the All Progressive Congress maintaining a kind of dominance and lead, the control in both houses, but they can't do it alone. They were able to reach out to other political parties like the People's Democratic Party. When you look at the result of the House of Representative election, you will know that it was in collaboration with honorables from the People's Democratic Party, honorables from the Labour Party, honorables from the New Nigerian People's Party, honorables from the Youth People's Democratic Party, and the All Progressive Grand Alliance, and not forgetting the Social Democratic Party, SDP. They were able to reach out to get the kind of results. It's so overwhelming at the National Assembly. That's the House of Representatives. When you look at the outcome of that particular exercise, that Honorable Tajudeen Abbas and Benjamin Kalu actually now being